there's been times over the years where I've, been flat with motivation, or where it's been tough to try and get myself moving. But I want to give you a bit of an idea of the one time in my life that I acknowledge and recognize where I've been the most mental tough and basically been internally motivated to do something. And it was within my 10-year dark battle with depression. And twice I found myself standing on top of a bridge, not wanting to live anymore. And this was a pretty dark time in my life, as you can imagine. And both times I talked myself out of taking that step. And with a lot of therapy and a lot of self-reflection and a lot of conversations with professionals and with friends and family, I can now acknowledge that these moments were the times when I was the most mentally tough I've ever been and motivated to do something. And that was take a step back rather than a step forward. Now, for the takeaway for everyone from this story is really simple. What went through my mind both of those times was I didn't want to put my family in the pain I knew that they would feel if I did take that step off the bridge. So what motivated me to take a step back, to really use my internal mental strength, my mental toughness to step backwards rather than step forwards, was knowing that I'm not alone, and I have family and I have friends and I have loved ones and I have people who I can connect with. That's what motivated me to take that step back. And also that's what motivates me every day, connection to others. So goal setting is really simple. We know the concept works. And the thing is, goals simply give us a target, right? So there's a whole industry in goal setting techniques, but what goal setting does is give us a target. And what I've found is most people set goals too small because they sort of know that they can achieve them if they just do a little bit of work, if they just keep doing something for a period of time. But what I find when I talk to people, when I engage with people, when I coach others, is that it's the people who dream big and truly try and live outside of their comfort zone are the ones that actually achieve more goals than others, because they know that they have to do something they've never done before if they want to achieve something that they've never accomplished before. So living outside your comfort zone is where you can catch a glimpse of your true potential and what you're capable of, because it's only when you're consciously choosing to do difficult things on a daily basis, is where you get that reinforcement of, hey, I can accomplish something big that I've never done before, because you're pushing yourself past what you've already done. And I think the thing that we really need to think about these days is it doesn't have to be this massive big goal that no one's ever done before, just something that you have never done before. And as well as setting the goal, you need to then create the processes that you have to do on a daily basis, the systems that you want in place in order to do the things you need to do regularly to help you achieve those goals that you want to set. So building habits, there's a bunch of great books out there these days on how to build habits, how to build systems to do more work on a daily basis. So dream big, set your goals bigger than you've ever set before. Challenge yourself to consciously choose difficult things to do on a daily basis, and do them regularly by creating systems and processes and habits to do the things you need to do on a daily basis that's going to help you achieve the goals 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, whenever that goal, that target, that deadline you've set is. Yeah, that's a great question, especially in these times where mental health of a lot of people is strained. So I spent about 7 or 8 years of my 10-year battle not telling anyone apart from a therapist that I started to see after about 6 years. And it was the biggest mistake of the whole journey, not speaking up, not talking about it. So the first thing that I did and that I always encourage others to do is speak up about your feelings, what you're thinking, and what you're going through. Now, you can do this in two separate ways. And the first way is how I initially did it. I was ashamed, I was confused, and I didn't really know what was going on. So to go and talk to a loved one or a friend or someone who I knew and knew me, that was way too scary. So I went and spoke to a stranger, a therapist, who didn't know me. I could tell them as much or as little as I wanted. I still felt like I was in control, but I was telling them how I felt, what I was thinking. And this helped immensely. So it was about speaking up, sharing those thoughts and those feelings with someone else. Now, if you think speaking to a stranger is scary and just not something you want to do, find someone you trust, you love, and that you know they care for you. And just tell them, this is what I'm thinking, this is what I'm feeling. And if that person, that individual, that group of people truly care for you and you trust them and they trust you, they will open their arms up and do whatever they can to help you. And that's what I found when I started opening up to my parents and my friends and my family, that I thought I was going to be a burden, but it was the complete opposite. They opened their arms up and they wanted to do whatever they could to help me.